Plus, Flagstaff opens up a new election center. The news starts now.
You're watching NAZ Today, Northern Arizona's local news.
Good evening and welcome to NAZ Today. I'm Matt Keenitz.
And I'm Michaela Richardson. Thanks for tuning in.
Flagstaff police are investigating what they call a suspicious death.
That's right, Matt. Police responded to the call this morning near the Jim Babbitt Ford used car dealership. I went to the scene to learn more. When Randa Jumper started her shift at Wicked AZ Coffee at 4:45 a.m., she noticed noises near her booth, located on North Eldon and Route 66.
I was getting out of my car, ready to start my shift, and then I just started hearing grunting. I wasn't sure where it was coming from because it was still dark outside, so I kind of just hurried into my little booth because we have quite a bit of a homeless population here.
A few hours later at 7:43, Babbitt Ford employee Joel Barkmeyer contacted the police because he was worried about a man near the curb.
I saw this man laying in the sidewalk next to the road, and he was moving around. His shirt was up over his shoulders, like, I was thinking he's going to freeze to death out there in the first thing in the morning. So I walked down the street a little ways. I could see what looked like a cut on his face from across the street, so I called the police.
After telling the police that the man seemed injured, Barkmeyer says paramedics arrived.
They started looking at him, sat him up, and his face was caved in, and they were trying to talk to him and ask him if he's all right and stuff. And then they reached down, put their finger on his neck, checked him for a pulse, and they said they had no pulse. So then they started doing CPR on him, and then he was gone.
At this time, neither the man's identity nor the specific cause of death is known to the public. Most of the local businesses in the area remain open. Michaela Richardson, NAZ Today. A series of grant programs from the U.S. Department of Energy will help indigenous tribes across the country. One of these projects will help with those on the Navajo and Hopi nations. Our friends over at CAF News are reporting that the grant will bring essential power, such as lighting and refrigeration, to 300 tribal homes.
This week is Eating Disorder Awareness Week, and the Arizona Department of Health Services says about 9% of Arizonans will have an eating disorder in their lifetime. According to the Arizona Youth Risk Behavior Survey, 1/2 of teenagers who are trying to lose weight and 1/3 who are trying to maintain their weight practice unhealthy weight control behaviors. These include fasting and purging, binge eating, meal skipping, and diet pills.
We respond to numerous light-offs. These are normally caused by people unaccustomed to driving on ice, that are going too fast for the conditions. When traffic slows, they don't slow in time, causing them to lose control of the vehicle and sliding off into a ditch.
We are in the midst of a winter weather wonderland. While driving in the snow, we still have to take precaution in it.
Know that you're going to encounter icing conditions, sometimes black ice, and that sometimes develops under bridges. And if you're not prepared for those kind of driving conditions, then don't drive until the storm passes. It's best to pull off the highway completely. If there's visibility issues, trucks are not going, they're going to see your red lights. So if you cannot see ahead of you, pull off as far off the freeway as possible and turn off your lights so you don't get hit.
The Arizona Department of Transportation says safety is all about being prepared.
Make sure your vehicle is in good working condition before you head out. So check your battery and the defroster and heater, make sure those are all up to date, and make sure that your headlights, taillights, brake lights, and turn signals are all working and that they're visible in the snow.
She says every driver should have a safety kit on hand.
That would include things like having a fully charged cell phone. And if you can bring like a portable charger with you, that's also a good idea. Have drinking water, snacks or non-perishable foods, and warm clothing and blankets.
Another big problem, distracted driving. Winter driving requires complete attention, and don't drive if you are tired. Faith Rodriguez, NAZ Today.
Coconino County has opened a new election center in Flagstaff. Amid concerns of voter fraud from Americans across the country, the new center aims to show votes are secure in the hands of election workers. The new Coconino County Election Center was designed with 3 goals in mind: transparency, security, and community engagement.
The public, we are focused on engaging with them for voter outreach and providing them access for our logic and accuracy tests so they can come in and view the process easily.
USJEC says during election season, curious voters can view the ballots being counted in real time through video stream or guided tour.
We are open to the public, so for the election center, if anybody is curious about what our tabulators look like, what our processes look like, we welcome them to elections to describe and see the process for themselves.
With recommendations from the Carter Center and the Department of Homeland Security, USJEC says their security measures are top-notch.
Security is really important because your ballot is important, and we value how important your ballot is to the voters. So our facility is built with the best practices of security in mind.
She says the ballot's entire life cycle essentially happens in-house. When outside of the center, the numbers are checked multiple times.
We are confident in our chain of custodies here, so we want our voters to feel that and feel confident when they're casting their ballot as well. And the best way that we think to do that is through transparency.
Accessibility, she says, is paramount at county voting locations.
We have express votes at all of our polling locations, and they meet federal legal requirements for the ADA accessibility of our voters, which means that any voter, regardless of their accessibility needs, can vote independently.
She says the election center is more than ready for the upcoming election season.
We're really excited for the 2024 election cycle, and we're very much prepared. We've already passed our logic and accuracy test with the Secretary of State last week, so we are ready for the March 19th election.
Michaela Richardson, NAZ Today.
While it may not be the biggest story of the day, for a pup named Paco, it sure was important. The Flagstaff Police Department Animal Control Officer Breslin and the police aide responded to a dog stuck in a storm drain on NAU campus a few days back. One of the officers managed to retrieve the dog, no doubt making little Paco's day a lot brighter. Coming up, a beach party in the Flagstaff winter. Stay with us.
Well, we'll be seeing warm and dry conditions as we head into the end of the week. However, we'll be seeing winds and slight precipitation into the weekend. I'll have more for you, so stay tuned after the break.
Marie, you have prediabetes.
Prediabetes? I don't have time to eat right or exercise. I'm a busy mom.
Oh, you're a busy mom.
Yeah.
This is great news. Busy moms never get prediabetes.
Wait, what?
Let me just... Yeah, this is all the people at risk for prediabetes, and way over here, busy moms. No?
Fast-paced family life in need of a slowdown?
Hello, I'm Dr. Spruce. Did you know all those green shapes on maps are parks and forests? It's true. Visit discovertheforest.org and plan to visit a park or forest near you, instead of just wondering what it would have been like.
While the word forest might make you think of distant lands from far, far away, please note parks and forests are closer than you think, which means things like beautiful scenery, fresh air, and family time are also closer than you think.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzzed and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
The winter season is upon us, but temperatures are starting to get warmer. To celebrate the good news, the Flagstaff Aquaplex hosted a beach party this past weekend.
NAZ Today's Jordan Valander is in the studio to talk about how the Aquaplex is planning to implement these parties.
Thank you, Michaela. I had the opportunity to go down to the Aquaplex to see how the beach party helped bring the Flagstaff community together. It's been a long time since the Aquaplex held an event like this. The beach party made its return to Flagstaff after a long absence.
So this is our first one in a while. I believe the last one was done prior to COVID, and we're looking to bring it back maybe like a quarterly thing.
Although winter isn't over yet, you could feel the spirit of summer. Even though the turnout was a bit light, the Aquaplex is hopeful that will change.
We're thinking different themes for each pool party. So this one's beach themed, and then we were looking at doing one in the next few months. We haven't really decided a theme yet, but we are looking to continue this program.
Kirsten says one event might be a parents' night out.
That would just be having kids come and for like the night, and then we're going to provide different programming and stuff. We haven't fully discussed the logistics of it, but that's something that we're looking to bring back.
The goal of this event and future ones is to inspire community engagement. For more information, you can visit Flagstaff Parks, Recreation, Open Space, and Events on Facebook or www.flagstaff.az.gov. Jordan Ballander, NAZ Today.
They call me Prince like I'm royalty or something. But the places I've lived ain't no palaces. So I don't need grilled salmon or a new scratching post. Just give me a cardboard box and a can of tuna and we're good. You can even change my name. I'm cool being the kitty formerly known as Prince.
Planning the right amount of food is hard. The Guestimator makes it easy. Just tell it who's coming and what's for dinner. Then it tells you how much to make. And yes, it even plans for leftovers. Try it at SaveTheFood.com.
I'm Rudy Tempesta. I'm 92 years old. I fought in World War II. Then I came home, worked for the post office for 70 years. I've been getting Meals on Wheels, and I enjoy it. The most important thing about Meals on Wheels is you meet the people, which to me is fantastic. You need people to keep your brain moving. That's what life is about. It's love and having a conversation with people.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Welcome back to NAZ Today. My name's Jordan Ballinger, and I'll be your student forecaster this Wednesday evening. Looking at Flagstaff currently, we see a temperature of 46 degrees, clear skies, and wind speeds of 8 miles per hour coming from the east direction. Looking at the current satellite, we see cloud coverage here in the southern part of Arizona. However, we have absolutely no cloud coverage here in the north. Looking at the daily almanac, we see a high of 50 with a low of 27, which is right above those averages of 48 and 21. As for precipitation, we saw absolutely no precipitation yesterday. However, since January 1st, we've seen 5.59 inches. Bringing it back to the state of Arizona with our high temperatures, we see Payson with a high of 60, Page a high of 61, Kingman a high of 65, and Prescott with a high of 59. Taking a look at tonight, we see a forecast low of 22 degrees with mostly clear skies, and our sunset is at 6:21 p.m. Taking a look at the forecast high for tomorrow, we see a forecast high of 53 degrees and sunny skies. Our sunrise is at 6:57 a.m. for all of you early morning risers, and our sunset is at 6:22 p.m. Bringing it back to the state of Arizona, we see Prescott with a high of 61, low of 35, Kingman a high of 66, low of 45, Phoenix hanging in there with a high of 76, low of 53, and Payson with a high of 60, low of 36. Bringing it back to the Flagstaff Extended, we are seeing a decrease in temperatures as we head into the weekend. Thursday, a high of 53, low of 27. Friday and Saturday, hold on to your hats because we have a wind advisory. Friday, a high of 52, low of 30. Saturday, high 49, low 27, and sunny skies. Sunday, partly cloudy, and Monday, bringing it back again with some sun and a high of 47, low of 22. That is all I have for weather, but stay tuned for sports after the break with Tyler Murphy.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
How prepared is your family if a wildfire shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or an earthquake? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan now. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking, let's go. You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza. Yes.
Make a plan today.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars. Really tall. I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands? Yes. You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
How are we doing? Welcome back to NAZ Today. My name is Tyler Murphy, and I will be your sports reporter for the night. Let's dive in. Last week, I traveled to the mountain with our NAZ Today Assistant Sports Director, Ashley Henshey, and got the chance to go to the Arizona Snow Bowl, where one piece of new technology is revolutionizing the slopes. Tyler Murphy from NAZ Today here at the Arizona Snow Bowl, where High Country Adaptive Sports is making the outdoors accessible through the Tetra Ski. High Country Adaptive Sports partnered with Tetra Ski alongside the University of Utah for their second annual Tetra Ski Express qualifying race. The race is for athletes with complex disabilities due to injury or illness and made possible because of the Tetra Ski.
Start being tethered to this device, and then eventually you develop more independence so that you can use it on your own. And so what this device does for folks like those who are racing today is it gives them the opportunity to learn how to ski by themselves if they want to, where they want to, when they want to.
High Country Adaptive Sports brought Kimberly Kolstad to the mountain 3 years ago. Last year, she won the national championship in Tetra skiing in Utah.
With High Country Adaptive Sports, they took me up on the Tetra ski for the first time ever, and I was able to experience freedom that I've never experienced before, and I have been hooked ever since.
Flagstaff resident and business owner John Conley's son has Down syndrome, and with the help of High Country Adaptive Sports, he learned how to snowboard.
They just have such an amazing impact on people that are ambulatory, non-ambulatory. And what I also love about them is that it's year-round sports. The idea of High Country Adaptive Sports is to get people outside, make the forest accessible, make the ski slopes accessible, and include everybody in everything.
And for anyone who hasn't tried it yet and doesn't know whether or not to, Kolstad has an answer for you.
Go out and try it scared, and just do it, and your life will be changed, because it's a life-changing experience. It really is. The feeling of sliding on the snow and that freedom that you get. You can't get that in a wheelchair. You just can't.
Tyler Murphy, NAZ Today. To find out more about what High Country Adaptive Sports do, check out their website at highcountryadaptive.org. Hopping onto the hardwood, the NAU women's basketball team has been on a roll and is currently second in the Big Sky standings with a conference record of 12-3, and would be playing Sacramento State if the standings stayed the same, who they lost to their last matchup. While the men are currently the 8th seed in the Big Sky with a conference record of 6-9, if the tournament were to start today, the Lumberjacks would be playing the Northern Colorado Bears, who are the 3rd in the Big Sky. Stick around for your weather recap with Jordan Vallander.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Good kisses. Good kisses. You heard how loud
I heard. It wasn't you. Yeah. It was the...
Is that bacon?
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
So there you are, shuffling through a stack of resumes and you come to mine. This is it. First impression. My way in. But can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Like that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries. Or being the first one to always step up. No, that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent that is dedicated, hardworking, and determined like me.
When I first saw Turtle, my heart was full. Now anything but lonely.
We have this deep connection, this heart connection.
He just wants to be close to you and part of your life.
Every day with Turtle is a perfect day.
When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer.
I think everything he does shows how much he loves us.
When we adopt a shelter pet, we discover they're a little bit of a lot of things.
But they're all pure love.
Testing. Why did the girl ask the mushroom to dance? Because he was a fun guy.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Taking a look at that Flagstaff extended one last time, we do see those decrease in temperatures from Thursday up until Sunday. However, it does spike back up on Monday. Make sure you're holding on to your hats on Friday and Saturday, as we will be seeing some increased wind speeds. That is all I have for weather.
Thanks, Jordan. Well, this year is a leap year, and that means tomorrow is leap day. Tyler, do you have any plans to enjoy your extra day?
You just might see me up on Snowball Slopes enjoying myself a time. How about yourself, Matt? What are you going to do for the extra day?
Well, I always say that I'm too busy to pick up a new book, but I really don't have an excuse now that we have an extra day in the year, so I'm going to pick up a new book tomorrow and do some reading. But that is all we have time for you today, but make sure to stay tuned for next week for our next live broadcast, and check us out on socials at NAZ Today. Have a great night.